Adirondack came into this ball game batting only .249 as a team. They're scoring some runs tonight. Ground ball, first base. Tough hop by Rohrmeier into right field. 2 runs will score. Guerrero will hold at first base. It is 6-1. Don't know whether that's going to be ruled a hit or an error. It took a nasty hop on Rohrmeier, and I don't know if he touched it. He barely did, and it is going to be ruled an error on Rohrmeier. It is the 3rd error of the ball game by the Rox.
It was not surprising there were a bunch of errors in that series. Adirondack's home was called Eastfield, but probably should have been called Minefield. Its surface resembled the moon, craters all over. Players had been known to disappear into those craters, never to be seen again. The Lumberjacks front office treated me great. General Manager Kurt Jacey greeted me when I arrived with the team and personally showed me where a visiting radio was set up. I don't think I'd ever had a GM do that before. Very nice. But the field. When I would get to a new ballpark, I'd try to make time to walk the field, check out the surface, walk the perimeter, check the fencing, anything that might be useful knowledge during a broadcast. So I was wandering around the field, and Dan Rohrmeier walked out. We were both shaking our heads at the awful playing surface, surveying the odd outfield dimensions where a routine pop-up could clear the fence down the left field line, but a ball crushed to left center could often be caught. Dan asked me how I would describe this field on the radio, and I thought about it for a moment, and I said, I'll probably try to keep it simple and refer to it as oddly configured. Well, Dan thinks about that, and he starts cracking up laughing. He says, oddly configured. When I think about that, I think about a snowman. Now, initially I just laughed and chalked it up as another one of Dan's quirky comments, but I gave it some thought, and I realized that one person's vision of a term may differ greatly from another person's. When you're trying to paint a visual picture on the radio, a term like oddly configured it's not the ideal way to describe a ballpark. Someone might think you're describing a snowman. It was something really, though, that I tried to keep in mind the rest of my broadcasting career, so thank you, Dan. Speaking of careers, Dan then said to me, I think they're going to release me after this series. Now, I was already carrying the heavy secret that Mike Moore was going to be released, and I thought, well, maybe Dan's just being paranoid. He wasn't. Rock's principal owner, Van Schley, joined me in the booth in Adirondack. I loved having Van in the booth. It was kind of like sitting beside a president of the United States as he delivered his State of the Union address and being able to ask him questions as he went along.
I guess this would be a busy time of year because so many players who might have gone unnoticed in the draft are floating around out there looking for jobs. The 1-2 pitch, this is down low and the count evens.
Yeah, right after the draft, there are a lot of good players who just almost got drafted and didn't. And we picked up one player that was in that situation in Mike Torres, so we were lucky to get him. But at the Northern League level, most of the time, the rookies are pretty set, but usually pick up 1 or 2 good guys after the draft.
And it will bring up Mike Davis. Davis has had limited action this season, 8 at-bats for the year, .250 batting average.
Started off in independent ball with the Cook County Cheetahs and caught the eye of the San Diego Padres. Had a pretty good year for them at Fort Wayne last year, and but just didn't get any playing time in the Cal League, so we've been sort of keeping an eye on him, and I knew he was on the bubble, and when he got released, he fit in fine for extra infield and a guy who can hit a little bit. One of the things that the Rox have been missing is a guy who can and does hit the long ball.
The search is never ending, I guess, over the course of a season, but I guess it's kind of hard to come up with long ball hitters at this point, guys who can produce.
It's very hard. It's very hard, and we have the salary cap restrictions, so it's tough. We're always looking.
So keep those cards and letters coming.
If anybody out there in the Brockton, Taunton, Plymouth, Quincy area knows a power hitter, give us a call. Collect.
Been a little shake-up in the pitching staff since the start of the season, but right now Ed Nottle says that he loves what he's seeing from this staff, and he thinks that it's the staff that he wants to go with now for quite a while as that pitch is fouled out of play.
Well, we've got 4 very strong starters. It took a little while for them to get bearing down, but now that they're focused, I think we have the best 4 starters in the division.
Carlos started off the season with a 13-game hitting streak. That streak came to an end, and he's hitting every game since.
Very enthusiastic player. Sometimes Ed has to calm him down a little bit, but it's much better to be on the enthusiastic side than the other.
He'll speak very good Spanish, but was able to carry on enough of a conversation yesterday to understand that right now the ball is looking very big to him.
Which is a good thing.
Yes. They've got something interesting in the right field corner. I guess it's in connection with the Army promotion that's going on. A rock climbing wall out there in the corner. I've never seen that at a ballpark before.
I was surprised how quickly Ed Nottle got up there.
It was amazing.
It's amazing. Yeah, he's not really a physical fitness guy, but he was first up there. Him and Dwayne Rochford.
Yeah, somebody said there was a cold one waiting at the top. And
that must have been it. Yeah. Had to pack them off.
Well, I noticed Van did not have anything to say about Rohrmeier, and I took that to mean that he would indeed be released. And sure enough, after winning 3 out of 6 on the road, Brockton parted ways with Dan Rohrmeier, their leading home run hitter, and Mike Moore, who had a 7-game hitting streak. So when the Rox took the field at Campanelli Stadium to open their homestand on June 24th, it was with a much different group of guys than when they started the season. Heck, even the weather was different. No rain, comfortable temperatures. It felt like a great outdoor party, and the Rox were great hosts.
I highly recommend coming out to Campanelli Stadium because it is a gorgeous night for baseball. Haven't had the pleasure of nights like this over the course of the 2 opening homestands. I mean, we had some nasty, chilly, wet weather. It is just making up for it tonight. The fans out here in short pants, shirt sleeves, and Marcasano working from the stretch, and another throw over to first base. This one closer, and this one has good one. Pick off at first base. So Goodwin leaning a little too far, and Marcasano rifles one over to first base, and Hall applies the tag. Trevor Hall. Now this is a rookie, but this is a big rookie. Listed at 6'4", 235 pounds. He's from Clearwater, Florida. Played his college ball at St. Leo, where last season he hit 14 homers and batted .367. Now Trevor Hall stands in at the plate, and the first pitch to him is bounced hit the middle into center field. That will score at least 2 runs. Coming home is Davis. The throw will come into second, and Trevor Hall has put the Rox ahead 2-0 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. What a rookie debut. Marcasano hasn't had to work from the stretch very often tonight. Haven't been many runners on base. 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and he makes quick work of Veritek, a 3-pitch strikeout. 6 strikeouts on the night now for Marcasano. 1-1 pitch to Mendoza. Misses inside. Throw down to first base, and they got it. Nice throw by Rosario, and they pick Kerrigan. So a heads-up throw by Mel Rosario. Nice tag by Trevor Hall. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's the Brockton Rox 2, the Berkshire Black Bears 1. Jason Veritek in the crowd tonight to watch his brother Justin in action. He's out there signing autographs for the fans. Former Georgia Tech player, now playing for the Red Sox. I understand that Veritek was told by pitcher Tim Wakefield that he should definitely come out and check out this ballpark because it was state-of-the-art. Said they had done such a great job. So word is getting around about Campanelli Stadium. The big leaguers talking about it, like a smaller version of a big league park and a much smaller version of the ticket price. You could actually come out here, see a ball game, and still afford to eat for the remainder of the week. New pitcher on the mound for the Brockton Rox is Connor Brooks, and this could be the first sign that the Rox have a new closer. Connor Brooks comes into this ball game and 6-2 with the bases loaded, and he is now in a save situation. Weymouth gets only 2/3 of an inning of work in before giving way to Brooks. Crowd making a lot of noise here at Campanelli. The 2-2 pitch from Brooks, swing and a miss. That's the ball game. Gunnar Brooks strikes out Todd Brock with the bases loaded to secure the 6-2 victory. The Rox win their second in a row.
The Rox' new blood seemed to have given them new life, but time was growing short in the first half, still 5 games behind first place New Jersey, with only 14 games to play. Be sure to click the subscribe button to follow my wild and wacky journey with the Brockton Rox, because more episodes are on the way. Thanks for watching.